Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, go to beatnetworkonline.com/The Noize for everything The Noize, as well as everything Beat Network. On our last show, I realized we said we were going to do a weekly list. Yeah. It was like every Tuesday.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then we called like the meanest audible almost like right after.
Shit, it was like right after,
like
just
right
about.
After. So we're still going to be doing our playlist. However, we are going to do it bi-weekly. We're only going to do that because a lot of people were rocking with our original list. Got a lot of love on that. And I kind of want to give people the time to live with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. That's understandable.
Enjoy that. So this Tuesday would be our second list, would be our bi-weekly, whatever you want to call it. And again, we need names, y'all. So go ahead and help us out with the names. So we're excited, even though it doesn't really sound like it because it's hot.
You did not sound excited at all. We're excited,
but no, we're gonna get to why there's like nothing left in me right now. But we are excited because we actually have officially at this time a friend of the show.
Of course,
back on.
Yeah.
One half, which is how we're gonna start it. Then we'll let people know what's happening. One half of the Melanin Blvd podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Rach Da Gem has returned.
And I'm back. Yeah, we're officially friends now.
Exactly.
It's official.
Well, welcome home.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry that the heat has been doing the ill shit that it's been doing.
Yeah, it's doing the most.
Now, this is why there's like no excitement in anybody's voice right now. Y'all should have seen Rachel's face when she came in.
Look distraught.
As soon as she cut the corner, she was mad at the heat like she knew it personally.
It feels personal. Like all I went from was from the car to your door, and I was just like, this is some bullshit.
No, real talk.
And it's funny when I see other states, they're like, oh, it's so hot. And it'd be like 90. What?
I love 90 degree weather.
I'm telling you. And I had to post something the other day. It was 103 at 9:30 p.m.
That doesn't make no
Bro,
sense.
you know I don't sleep. I'm a late bird, so I don't sleep. 3 a.m. 101 degrees.
But why though?
That's hell. This is hell.
Exactly.
This is definitely hell.
Somebody had a meme that said, man, whatever God cooking is done.
Right.
And that's real talk because it feels like nothing less than an oven. Like, when you crack the oven, when you're
trying to peek in to see if
it's see the shit done, and you just get
and
hit
that
with
wave hits you. Yeah.
That's Vegas, y'all.
but it hits your whole body. It don't just hit your face.
He's slow cooking a roast.
Exactly.
Right
and even when you close the oven back, you still got a little beads of sweat. Yeah. You at least have that temporary relief. When you're in the sun out here in Vegas, you're in it. You already committed to it.
Yeah.
We in the oven. My neck was be burning my neck. It's just too much. Too much.
So everybody in the 90s area,
stop
congrats.
complaining.
Right. Congrats. Shut the hell up. Enjoy what you got or come to Vegas and really understand what summer is all about. This is where they built summer.
Yeah.
Then they loaned it out to Arizona.
This is where the name came from.
Exactly. This is where summer came from.
Yeah.
I wonder how hot it was when Will Smith wrote Summertime.
This wasn't this hot because it wasn't.
It couldn't have been.
It wasn't that hot back in the 80s and 90s like that.
That's true, but even
true.
at the hottest temperature, like how hot was it? Was he rapping about summertime? And it was like 89 degrees. Is that what was
and then
summertime?
he's rapping about an East Coast summertime.
Yeah,
that's Philadelphia summertime.
That's some different shit. It wasn't this summer because his ass would have been in the house.
Oh right.
Wouldn't have been talking about no barbecues, none of that.
It'd
have been the most born in the house conversation. Sitting in my crib playing 2K. But anyway. So to address what I brought up earlier, you are here to talk about the new Melanin Blvd.
Yeah, Melanin Blvd 2.0. We call it
2.0. Now, I know the show has been kind of on a hiatus at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Since you've been on that hiatus, though, here you've been working on another show called Kaleidoscope. Am I right?
Yeah. I'm on Kaleidoscope. It's a radio show every Friday from 2 to 4, so it's live. What's crazy is the week that Melanin Blvd had to go on hiatus, I got hit with that radio show, so I still been working. But
what do they call it? Like what? When you got what FM thingamabobber is it on?
Oh, it's on the MixLR app. So
okay.
You can get on the MixLR app. And then all of our episodes we're going to house them somewhere else eventually. But Right now it's on MixLR, and yeah, every Friday.
Okay.
So it's just different.
So what exactly is it about?
So this radio show just fell in my lap. One day I look up and I see my eyebrow on an ad. I was like, wait a minute, I know that eyebrow.
You're like, wait a minute, that's me.
Right.
I'm gonna punch in with a low story because like she really is a friend of Beat. When she found out how she was on the promo, she just sent me a picture like, look at this shit.
I was like, I didn't even know. So my friend, we've been friends for a minute, so he decided to do a radio show. And so it was actually at my daughter's birthday. He was like, I'm doing a radio show. I was like, that's what's up. Like, I'll definitely tune in. You got to have me on the show. He was like, cool.
He took that to heart.
Oh, I'm gonna have you on the show.
But he was like, he made a comment, was like, well, you can be on every show. And my daughter, like, I sidetracked and I didn't really get to address it, but he took that as soon as I get home, I'm about to make this little image. It's us. It's me and her.
I wonder what picture he took when he got just your eyebrow. Like
he took just a random picture off my Facebook page. It was
that
like
eyebrow
I had
look
just
good.
did
Give me
like
that one.
I was doing like a makeup look from like a couple years ago when I had like wrapped my hair, and I knew that eyebrow. I was like, that's my brow. Like that brow was beat. I beat that brow. So
I put my all into that one.
Right.
Brow. At least he got the good one.
He did. He got the good brow. He got it. So, I agreed. I was like, you better be glad I fucked with you, because if I didn't, I'll probably cuss your ass out for just taking my brow and putting it on
right.
image.
Fuck you think you are.
But then you got like, now we got to address this other thing. I'm a co-host now.
Right. Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I don't even know what this all entails. So basically the show was kind of like, just like an overview of the week. We talk about ratchet reality. We talk about music. We'll have more guests come on. Last week we had Havoc the Mouthpiece. He's from old school G-Funk rap group,
Gotcha. Okay.
South Central Cartel. So we had him on there last week. We're going to get some more people on there and just try to kind of build from that. But the station is great. They have a lot of great shows on there. There's some dope people.
I think Tavon has a show on there. Tavon from Pillow Talk.
Oh, yeah.
People.
Pillow Talk, yeah.
Good deal. So with that, as you know, we like to get into your business here
As
on
usual,
the Noize.
I wouldn't expect anything else.
Good. So you came prepared. So with it being a former duo, so how did we end up here? How did we end up to where it's just Rach Da Gem in the studio right now?
Well, it was Wednesday, and we recorded a show. Our last show was about suicide.
Time out. That's got to be one of the dopest intros ever. It was Wednesday.
Yeah, that was one of them pictures, Sicily, 1937.
Right. In the
Big
movie
up to the Golden Girls.
In the movie when the
Right.
person is like remembering his past, it was Wednesday.
Yeah,
It was 112
Everybody
outside.
heard the dream bubble.
It just took me back. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's how I feel when I kind of think back. Like, wait, what? Okay. So obviously it was Wednesday. We recorded. Show came out on Thursday. Friday, my co-host hits me with saying that, she can't commit to the show. Everybody has their own goals and everything, and that's fine. So I have to respect it. But it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was a shock.
Especially after I just recorded.
So, but at the same time, this is not something that I started to stop.
As a hobby, right?
Right. I started this to set a platform for other things that I have planned for myself. Melanin Blvd was my vision, and I don't expect anyone else to understand that vision or execute
It's your
that.
baby. You made it.
Yeah, I don't expect anyone to execute it. So everything happens for a reason, and I just take it as that. So, I have to respect her decision. I'll do it by myself. I'm actually looking forward to it. I was a little like, what the fuck am I going to talk about by myself? But, I came up with topics for a joint show. I can do it by myself. I can have myself.
Right.
So I have a lot planned for the show. I also have, contributing bloggers coming on to the website. I want to do things where I'm kind of doing events, especially for women, because, obviously I can relate. Some great content. I want to have people that you wouldn't normally think would come on my podcast. I want them on there. So it's just really just going to the basics, providing good content. That's my goal at the end of the day. All the extra stuff doesn't matter. Focus on the podcast, focus on the content, and deliver that.
So how are you juggling being on the other show and doing this?
I don't know yet, to be honest, because I'm already busy as it is. But it's a priority that I have to.
You got 32 jobs now, right?
You Jamaican?
Okay, I think so.
No, just plain old Yankee American. It's just a priority.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna have to be something that I weave back into my schedule, because that week that she decided that she wasn't going to do it, I was on the radio show the following week or the week or the week after.
So the basically the time you carved out for that show got replaced by another show. So this is almost extra in a sense.
So they never stopped hearing you.
They never stopped hearing me. It was, so it's just going to be me carving out some extra time.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's just going to be some more late nights. That's all.
And now you say you're taking it from just the podcast to the blog and a full website and everything like that, right?
Right. That'll go live when the show goes live next Thursday. First, you can listen to it.
Is that going to be like the website and the show are going to be entangled, like one and the same in a sense? Is that?
What do you mean?
Like, is the content on your website going to be strictly related to the show, or is it going to be a mixture of everything else?
Yeah, it's going to be a mixture of everything. Of course, we're going to touch back on, I'm going to touch back on things that were talked about on the show, elaborate on some things. But again, I'm going to have other writers come in. I'm going to be writing, which I love to do. So that was already a plan of mine. So why not do it and just link it all together under Melanin Blvd.
Okay. So as one thing for the site, I remember you mentioned how you had your cam days back in the day. I feel like that's something that you can just incorporate in, like at the midnight hour. Like Rach Da Gem become Rach Da Fuhreek. You spell that Fuhreek.
Melanin Blvd After Dark?
Well, no, we were going to start Melanin Blvd
Melanin after midnight. Boom. It markets itself.
It was actually going to be when the lights go out, when the street lights go out, basically. That type of thing. So,
I get it. I get it. Gotcha.
So that was already a plan.
You really getting back to Cam and old shit?
No, I'm not. My name is Rocky Love, though, on Cam, but no.
Somebody about to go look up old videos right now.
Is it LUV or OV?
Fuck it, I just try both.
We'll try both.
Yeah, I plan on doing the Melanin Blvd like After Dark show. A little spicy here and there, which, I mean, who doesn't love that type of stuff?
Of course. You got a whole podcast about it.
Yeah, so like that'll be in the making too. That was a plan that I had already started after we did, I forget what show. Probably my show with my friend who's a swinger. That goes to the swinger parties.
Wait, so this is a show you got coming up? Or?
No, we already had a friend on there, and she was basically talking about, I don't know, we were talking about sugar daddies, because she's been a sugar mama. She's older. She's had sugar daddies. She's been a sugar mama, and now she's kind of in the swinger lifestyle. So she was kind of giving us.
So is she no longer a sugar mama?
I'm about to say, are her still
recent,
sugar mama?
Is she still in that mode?
No, she's not in sugar mama mode.
Is it like equal now, or is it
maybe,
like
just
Splenda mama?
It depends on maybe what you're offering. I don't know. I have to ask her. But
it's an equal mama.
She's equal mama.
Equal mama. I could go either way.
I'm telling you.
So that show is gonna, eventually come out. But no Cam, I'm sorry. Maybe a live show, but I'm keeping all my clothes on. So
for now, but anyway, this is very random and super unrelated. But since you brought up the whole swingers thing, I remember you mentioned not on the show, but you mentioned how you got invited to a swingers party. Is that the same person? Like recently? Did you end up going? You can be honest. You can tell that.
No, I didn't. First of all, I was not prepared to go anywhere. And she hit me up on a Wednesday, was like, oh, there's a party on Thursday. I'm like, wait a minute.
You know what? It seems like a lot take places on Wednesdays. What type of Wednesdays you got going on?
It's midweek, she'll just get to popping on a Wednesday, I guess.
I guess so.
That's when Rach Da Fuhreek clocks in. Tell you gotta check her Instagram.
It's the pre-weekend day, so, but no, I didn't go.
So they had swinger parties on Hump Day. It kind of writes
Tuesdays.
itself.
It does.
And Tuesdays.
And Tuesdays?
Yeah, they're having a party.
Why do you know that?
She tells me.
You do got the whole schedule. So
Right.
Not too interested.
She's like, well, if you can't go this day, we can go on Tuesday. I'm like, well, girl, damn.
She playing to get you there.
They got a lunch special on Mondays. I don't really go
I don't
on
know if
Mondays.
I want to eat around a bunch of naked
They got a
asses.
2-for-1 on Thursdays.
That's exactly how I felt when we went to Hustlers. Like the Hustler Strip Club, we used to go on Sundays because we had a homie that was plugged in with the DJ, so we had free entry. And then it was open bar.
I went with y'all that one
you
time.
with us before, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Remember, we was up there like 30 deep once.
Yeah.
And they had like a rollout of food. We're like, remember, strip club food? Listen, that was some of the best food.
Really?
Like I think what's it called? The chicken strip? Not the chicken strip. Strip and dip, some random ass chicken spot. But they came in, they catered the function.
Oh.
And they had the chicken strips laid out, they had the dipping
They had the
sauce
twerk
and everything.
dust all in the air.
And then like when
You never live life until you got a chicken strip in your hand and somebody's dancing topless, and you never live life until that's happened.
I could appreciate that.
that's the only time you know you made it. The only thing I didn't, care for in that whole situation is that there was this, and anybody that's been to Hustlers have seen it. There's just like this massive golden dick as soon as you walk into Hustler Strip
Yeah,
Club
it is.
That's
with a saddle on it. So
yeah.
now you're getting your food and it's just this golden dick looking at you like on your right hand side and it's just breathing down your neck. Like
that's odd.
exactly. I'm like, wait, this is a women's strip club. Why
Right.
why is this whole dick just right here?
That's
but then again,
confusing.
I'm pretty sure it's a photo op for a lot of people.
Yeah, we went to the famous Hustler Strip Club and took a picture with the giant dick. I
Took a
guess
picture
so.
on
I
the
guess
golden
so.
dick.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, we done got super off subject. I am so sorry.
Okay.
So can you let the people know when Melanin Blvd's coming back and also remind people of when Kaleidoscope comes on, and then we'll jump into some random ass conversation.
As usual.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can follow Melanin Blvd on Instagram, Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, but Twitter.
That ain't 2012 Twitter, I tell you that.
I know.
A whole new Twitter. I wasn't even there in 2012, to be honest.
I think I had an
It
account
was
set
lit.
up.
It was lit.
And then the show will be out. It'll still be every Thursday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep that the same. It'll be dropping every Thursday on all the major places, Spotify, Apple, Google Play, everywhere. And then,
And there's another spot that you on that you didn't use to promote that you just found out you was on.
iHeartRadio.
There you
Look at
go.
you.
Yeah,
There you go.
big things popping on Wednesdays.
Feel me?
Yeah, iHeartRadio. And yeah, just tune in, follow me, and I hope you enjoy. You will, don't worry. Kaleidoscope, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, the Kaleidoscope LV. And we are live every Friday from 2 to 4. So we had a 1 hour show, now we got a 2 hour show.
Yeah, you're a busy woman.
Yeah.
Right. When do you sleep? Like, what's your sleep like?
I sleep between 2:30 and 3:42.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was very specific.
Have you ever woke up at 3:47 like, fuck?
I'm late. No.
It's just been thrown
Bro, when
off.
you late, you move so fast.
Bro, I had that.
You know how many times I've been late for work and brushed my teeth, cleaned up, and was out before?
Bro, that's how I was this morning. I had to be at work at 8 in the morning, and I was suspicious of the amount of sleep I was getting. As soon as it's I think I was 10 minutes before my actual alarm, and you have that instant panic when you get out of bed.
sleeping too much.
And then you start to realize, how did I get caught in my blanket? Now you just
Fighting with the blanket.
you know what I'm saying? You trying to get out the joint, and then you wake up damn, I had 10 more minutes of this
10 more
amazing
minutes.
sleep that I
Hella
was
mad.
getting.
Right. I'd be so mad. I can make that 3 minutes work.
And you
I can make it work.
and you look at the clock. All right, yeah, cool. And you make that shit happen, and hey, it feels great. I'm sorry.
Yeah, feels great till you wake up 30 minutes after your alarm is supposed to go
Plenty
off.
of times.
That's fucked
Plenty
up.
of
Then you
times.
wake up, how did I sleep this long? It was only 3 minutes. What?
No, you want to know the real strange shit when you wake up and you realize you snooze your alarm all the times that you can snooze it.
Right.
Like, I don't remember just
that
hitting
button.
this motherfucker.
Just hit, yeah.
Now, I know when I was in college and I had the old school alarm, like the one you had to hit
had
the
the
top
top,
of the joint. I was so tired, and I woke up cracking up laughing because I realized that my anger at that time was on some different shit. So I woke up laughing because I was about an hour late, and
Oh, you that late? You might as well just forget it.
I didn't go to class. No,
Yeah, I would have been. Whenever I was late to class, by that time,
Like, well, I missed out.
Yep.
But I woke up and my alarm clock was across the room. So I think when it went off,
You was
I just
mad.
snatched it and threw it and it fell right back to sleep, like on some coma type shit.
Damn.
I was like, and I couldn't help but laugh because I can only imagine my big ass in bed. You know what I'm saying? Now that belongs to the wall. So for the week, not much has happened. However, there were a few things that we came up with that we did want to touch on. And this one was kind of your idea because we didn't even think about it. So what happened with Demi Lovato?
She got high.
Yeah,
She was high as shit.
I mean,
too high.
My reason for even saying Demi Lovato is because they switched up the story. First, they were like, when it first dropped, Demi Lovato overdosed on heroin. Now, that was some fucked up shit.
Then they made it worse.
But the first thing I said, I was like, celebs still doing heroin?
But
That's what I'm thinking,
I
like,
was thinking
damn.
too. But heroin kind of makes sense. Like, I guess that's in the
It don't.
Well, it don't make sense to do it, but I'm saying it makes sense that somebody has an issue with opioids and then they graduate. That part makes sense. Everything else doesn't.
They still shooting up and shit. There's
Right.
a bunch of other options out there. Hella
I
options.
can tell you a quick story.
Oh, go ahead.
No, when I was working security, we had my lieutenant. He was an old cop from Chicago, so already out back, I was like, okay, he probably seen some shit, but he was cool as hell. One day, we went to go break up a noise complaint. We was just talking about this earlier. We went to go break up a noise complaint, but it sounded like dude was like whooping on his chick. So broke up the noise complaint. Cool. They said that stop. My boss tells me, kind of stick around and see if you hear anything, because the neighbor was the one complaining, saying he's hitting her, but we are never hearing that. So I stood up there and I heard, I was like, yo, I'm gonna need backup, because he was kicking her ass.
Damn.
They was fighting over drugs.
Oh.
That's probably why he was
Came from Cali to here, and they was dealing with heroin. Supposedly her friends, like, they left her. So she's stranded in Cali. So we pick her up. I remember we pick her up like right by the elevators that the employees would use to go in. She had, I want to say, I know they can't see it, but when I say she had a golf ball size of heroin in her bag. Oh. And was shooting up behind her knee when we caught this girl.
Oh, God.
And I never seen, and that's my first time seeing
That ain't like
heroin.
OD amount?
I'm not saying she was using that amount. I'm saying she had it on her. I don't know.
She was ready for it.
Yeah, she was ready for it. But this stuff was so dark. Like, I've never seen heroin before. This was pure black.
Black tar heroin.
Yeah, it was like black. Like, I've never seen something so dark. And I was thinking, like, why would somebody want to put something this dark in their body? Like, what can you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, you shouldn't want to put any drugs if that's the case in your body, but something that looked like it came from hell in your body, I'm good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why when the first story came out, then I'm going to let you touch on what else came out. But when the first story came out and it said it was heroin, like, you got to think about when you're around your druggy friends. You probably done seen somebody do a line of coke, do a bump of coke.
I still haven't seen that.
Really?
I still have not seen it. I have not physically, I've seen it on TV, but I've not physically seen somebody do a line of coke. Nope.
Even being from Ohio, like, coke is big in Ohio.
I know. I just never physically seen it.
First of all, when you see it for the first time, you like, wait, what happened? Like, you want to hit rewind, but like, you know, that shit don't exist in real life.
Right.
But it's like, wait, what happened? But nah, like, that's at least some of the most normal shit that you'll see happen. Not saying it's, you know, the way to go, but you can see somebody do a bump of coke, pop a E, pop a Molly, like whatever the case is. We all done rolled up at one point in time. But just imagine, like, you sitting around and your homeboy like, yeah, my nigga, so, I was
I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing?
like,
As soon as a needle come out, like, yo.
not even, what if the homeboy walked in like, hey, you got an extra belt? Like, for what?
For what? My pants are just fine.
Like, I only keep one belt. Why do you want my belt, though? I just need to see it real quick. This nigga just take out this big ass golf ball of just black.
Yeah.
And get straight to the shits.
Yeah, eyes would be big. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, how do you even address that like it's some normal shit? Like,
Hell yeah, you address that shit. What the fuck are you doing? I'll be in shock.
Yeah, I'm with her on that. Well, like, when you see somebody do coke, you may not address it, you know what I mean? Because, like you said, it's more of the normal type thing.
Right.
But if I see somebody pull out a syringe, I'm like, bro, where you putting that? Like, what is going on here?
Like, you diabetic?
You right, exactly. I was just about to say that. You diabetic? Your sugar level low? I got a soda.
But the thing is,
What?
think about when you tell an alcoholic that he drink too much.
They
You
get
basically just
pissed off.
told him, square up, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Imagine telling a heroin addict, like, nigga, you ain't about to shoot up in my house. I'll burn this bitch down. Like, he just lose his whole shit and just start throwing shit all over him. Like, it would literally be the "this is the brain on drugs" commercial. Just in real life. Like,
This is
really,
real life.
This is really this nigga's brains on drugs right now. But yeah,
I just instantly thought of Ray Charles.
I thought of Frankie Lyman.
Damn, it's like,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's 2018.
Yeah.
Celebrities still doing heroin. Like,
that shit obviously didn't go out of style.
you see homeless people doing heroin. Like, you rich.
Right.
You can do any other drug that you want to, and
But
heroin.
you chose to
is-
spend your money on heroin.
Can you Google instructions on how to do that?
I'm sure you can. You can Google anything. They
True,
probably
'cause
got
you can
YouTube
Google how
videos on
LSD
how to
work.
cook it. All that shit.
That's another thing. You see, you watch a random nigga pop a acid pill or a sheet, whatever the fuck
They
are.
gotta prep their heroin to be ready.
That's a whole nother thing. But anyway,
I wouldn't want to get high on something I got to prep beforehand.
that's why I said I'd never try LSD.
Yeah, I would not like I got to prep. I got to get this right for it. Nah, I'm good, bro.
And I just had.
I'm good. If I can't do this shit spur of the moment, I'm good.
Right. I just had another.
Take 10 minutes to get fucking high. I want to get high. I'm feeling for
I
this
gotta
shit.
go get in the shower and contemplate on when I get out. I'm about to get high. Nah, I'm good.
Like, you can't put that shit on cook, put it on low while you get in the shower. Like, how can you multitask?
And then, like,
this
when it
shit?
finally hits you, is it like a gong? Like, you just walk down the street, boom, like, I'm high.
And there it goes.
I'm here. I'm where I need to be. Anyway, so first the report came out, it was heroin.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Then it came out after the heroin drop. It was, methamphetamine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean.
Like that made it better.
We were trying to clean it up, like.
So they said meth?
By methamphetamine, like the
It's like
whole word.
She's a little more high class than
just like they would be like,
heroin.
don't try to roofie me, but if you use the whole word, it's not so bad,
Mm-hmm.
right? But they try to like make the word sound a little bit better, fluff it up because
She low-key just hit them with a gem just now.
Yo,
You notice that?
I know, right. But wait a minute. You thought meth would be fluffing it up?
it seems
That's crazy.
It seems so.
But you know what's so crazy? How
They
fucked
use
up
the
it
whole
is right
word.
now?
They use all the letters.
Methamphetamine, they use all the letters. But you know what's so crazy about it is that hearing her say it like that, for some reason, did fluff it up. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, it's just meth. Oh, okay.
No, not meth. It's methamphetamine.
Methamphetamine, excuse me.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I seen a tweet like 2 days ago, like when this thing happened, it was like, it's hotter than Demi Lovato spoon out here.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
God, yo.
I hollered, bro.
Damn it!
I hollered.
They have been cooking.
That is so.
Bro, they
fucked
have
up.
been cooking Demi since that shit came out.
She'll never be the same. She'll never be the same.
Nah,
Nah,
she was
she's-
taking methamphetamines. I don't think she'll ever be the same.
She'll be fine. And the reason she'll be fine is because she's a white artist.
Right.
They let them bounce back from any fucking thing.
That is true, because I know it was rumblings around. People were upset that she got all this praise, but Lamar Odom didn't.
Right.
Prime example.
Yeah.
But then again, they at least found Demi at the crib. They found Lamar at the bunny ranch.
Well, that's but no, they did find him at the.
Yeah,
They
they
found-
did.
But wouldn't
LeBron-
you, if that is your drug of choice, if that's what you're doing, wouldn't you want to be astronomically high at the bunny ranch? Isn't that where you would want to be?
I don't know how that works.
But
Does
I'm not
that, like-
familiar, right?
Well, I'm not familiar with it either, but it sounds like it's just a bunch of women around. I mean, maybe you wouldn't necessarily want to be there, but if you high out of your mind,
She
you
don't
can't
look too opposed to
Listen,
it.
you see, I turned my head because I didn't want to see.
I had to turn for that
Because
reaction.
I knew it was about to come, so I was smart. I turned my head. But wouldn't
That's
you
gonna be an
want to be
episode,
there?
Hair on and Hoes.
That's a good topic.
Welcome to the Boulevard, goddamn.
Wouldn't you want to be like with a bunch of women? I would think that's where you would want to be, right?
When I've seen people do heron, I like to say heron, you know what I'm saying? Like on TV, they just like crash and
Yeah, just
slumped
slump.
over. So how could you be of service to anybody?
No, I agree with you. How could you be of service? But if I had to, I'd rather be surrounded by, I'm
but
assuming,
you don't
pretty
know.
women.
Well,
You don't know what's going on. It could be all kind of goofy
It could be.
pictures of you.
We did. Right. True.
It's just a bunch of butt naked women.
Well,
You
I mean,
got
he was out of the
you got
league at that
toothpaste
time.
on your eyebrows.
And I got to think that if you're going to get that high, you must not care about shit no more.
you
you
couldn't.
can't. For you to be like, I'm going to do heron. You can't care about your fucking self.
How do you tag someone else in on that though? Like, hey, when I'm about to shoot up, you trying to get down?
Right.
You want to do this or not?
Hey, yo, you want some of this?
Hey, just sterilize that one, nigga. Just dip it in the Hennessy. Like, nah, I'll kill you. A lot of the cats that do shoot up, like when I used to work out in San Francisco, I'll never forget. We had these two homeless ladies. They came in and was like, you mind if we use the bathroom? And in my head, I'm like, I really should be like, nah. But it's 3 a.m. Y'all just woke me up from my nap. I don't give a fuck at this point. So they went into the bathroom, and then security finally had to come because they was in the bathroom for like an hour and a half. And first of all, the excuse that they gave was amazing. I'm gonna get to that. But it was just instant slump. Like the whole time they was just laid over and just out of it. So it's like when they said they found Demi, and then they said it was heroin, and then they said she was unresponsive, but then all of a sudden she's just cool at the hospital. It's like, was she really,
She was high.
unconscious, or was she just high as
Yeah,
hell?
was it just high? Yeah.
She might have did a little bit too much. She was
Right.
supposed to do 5 cc's. She probably did 7.
See, I have more questions about
See,
that.
the bad part is she's been that high. Now she can be like, oh, that high was good. I'm going to chase that high. That's what they got to worry
Apparently
about.
She's been sober for like 2 years.
Yeah, I
or
heard
something
she
like that.
relapsed. Well, I'm assuming this was the relapse, but
No, somebody said she relapsed a while ago. Like she started drinking again.
She was
and then-
scheduled for this. She's on
Not
schedule.
scheduled. Oh my
if,
God.
if, if,
Like,
if
she
you were,
just clocked in. She good.
if you were an addict and then you relapsed, because she was scheduled for this. This was on schedule for her. She's right on time. We the ones late.
Oh my goodness.
But those homeless chicks, right? When they came out, you know what their excuse was why they was in there for a minute?
Why?
Sorry, lesbians. They just
For
randomly
an hour?
What if that was the case, though?
just hair on lesbian sex. There's a show.
Could have been. It could have been.
Listen, we are building Melanin Blvd, right?
Maybe they was like, you know what, we're going to microdose this heroin and go ahead and get active.
No, but they used to shoot up on the side of the hotel all the time, too. Like, you go into the
wild.
back. Like, when you go over there, they have, like, your smoke breaks and stuff. You see all these little, and not even, like, the actual syringes, but, like, these homemade-ass syringes with, like, the little, like, it's like a little dropper.
Yep, I know exactly.
On top of the syringe.
fuck?
And then they just kind of I guess that's how they know they're using the right amount or whatever.
See, and it's funny because I've heard of, like, weed heads using homemade shit, you know what I mean? But I've never heard of a homemade syringe.
Oh, yeah. Basically, imagine how weed heads turned the Coke can into a bong. Homemade syringe.
That's fucking nuts.
I'm happy she's okay. I'm glad they didn't take her out or whatever. But it's crazy looking at how they address it and how, make sure you pray for and all this other stuff. But yet it's all these conversations about, like, remember when Molly was big?
Yeah.
Like when Molly was a drug of choice? But they was condemning everybody using Molly. Then they was condemning everybody, sipping lean.
Shit, lean seemed to make everybody sleepy.
No, lean making them sleep forever. I'm sorry.
Shit.
Like, everybody was like, yeah, they lean crazy. DJ Screw. Like, yeah, let's not forget DJ Screw died. He definitely clocked out. But imagine all the shit they was putting through rappers when they were talking about codeine and talking about when they was popping mollies and all this other shit that they be doing. But, like, we just found out this chick did heroin and then turned around, oh, no, it was actually meth.
We don't have the right complexion for that shit.
Apparently.
Just like, what's the guy's name? He was passing out HIV like crazy. Usher gives the girl herpes. What's the guy? Allegedly. But what's his name? The white guy. I don't know white people names.
Charlie Sheen.
He was passing that shit out?
Yeah, he has HIV.
I know he has HIV, but I didn't know he was like,
He was fucking
you
bitches.
get a car.
Yeah, he knew. No, he knew he had HIV.
And was still fucking bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Usher has herpes, which, I mean, it's still bad, but
Yeah.
But the way he was treated versus Charlie Sheen, I'm just
Why
saying.
they treat Usher like that over STDs but not R. Kelly?
But Charlie Sheen should actually be in jail because that
he
shit
definitely
is a
should be
crime.
in
That's a crime, absolutely.
But
And
he's not.
he was just in whose video was it? One of these little young niggas.
Is he Lil Yachty? No.
The one that did the interview with Cole.
Are you looking at me like I know? I don't know.
I was about to say Lil Peep, but he's dead.
I know what you're talking about because he's on his album cover.
Oh,
And they got the white.
the what's the dude? I think a Super Soaker's one. I think it's Pump.
There you go. Yeah. That is Skid song is terrible. Sorry. What the fuck are you saying? Since it got brought up, in the 19-minute R. Kelly, I admit, where he didn't admit shit.
Yeah, I was 7 minutes.
He admitted to what he wanted to admit to. So he admitted something.
I couldn't help but laugh at the fact that he was illiterate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know he couldn't read. Talking about I was trying to read the teleprompter, but I could like.
But you know what? When you go back and YouTube it, the nigga couldn't.
Damn.
Like what? You know how George Bush used to read shit? That was kind of R. Kelly. Just imagine George Bush's R. Kelly.
Did he look lost?
Very.
Because George Bush always looked lost.
You could tell he was nervous about it.
Was he? I don't remember this event nor seeing the video. Was he too drunk and couldn't read the teleprompter, or too faded couldn't read?
No, he just said he couldn't read. He can't read.
Oh, he
period.
just couldn't read.
So how do you? I guess you could Ray Charles it, but I'm about to say, how do you write music without writing music?
You don't. Somebody else writes it for you, or you use a voice recorder.
But I say, yeah, you definitely gotta
Just go in the studio because all his music is ad lib.
Could be that he was ad libbing on that song. Talking about he got touched and ad lib touched.
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
You know what's funny? When he said that, and I remember I watched a reaction video of someone listening to that song, a few people listening to that song. And when it got down to the I was touched when I was younger, they were like, wow, that makes sense. That makes sense. But then you turn around and say, everybody love Hugh Hefner. No, nigga, you're not helping. Like, you literally created some very little, an inch of sympathy and then took that shit right away by naming one of the trashiest individuals in the world who was living that life. I'm sorry, I can't say that he wasn't. But trying to compare his situation to Hugh Hefner and trying to find sympathy from getting touched, the whole illiterate thing. Apparently there was like a whole bunch of other shit in there too. But his only addressing of the cases was, really, I think I got a sex cult. What is a sex cult?
He's asking for a definition. Is he admitting that he has a
It's
sex
what
code?
you're doing.
Right. Nigga, you know. Quit playing.
But he was saying that where people think that he has sex slaves is because he be smacking girls on the ass and pulling their hair during sex. Like, no.
If that's the case, everybody has.
But like when you look at the whole breakdown of it, like, nigga, no, you keeping women captive. That's slavery. That's
you
you
can't
keeping
do
them
that.
captive and making them do the shit that you want to do. Like, I remember we had the conversation when I saw the documentary, and he said that he just had a chick standing there butt ass naked while he was riding, feeling on your booty.
Yeah.
While he was feeling, he just had a chick
Yeah, I remember you telling me
butt
that.
That's how he
naked,
came up with
feeling
that
on her
song?
booty. Well, now we know he wasn't writing it, but
But it still changes that dynamic because was this person of age?
exactly.
Like
Damn it.
and or was she a slave? That's the crazy part, is that this year you've already known R. Kelly to be a pedophile. And then years later, now it's like, okay, so now you holding females captive.
keep on hunting, they trying to normalize this pedophilia shit.
They are. Yeah, they trying
They-
to add
they
it
are.
to
Is
the
that shit
LGBT.
true?
Because
Yeah.
I've been seeing
They
like,
are really trying to normalize
I've
that
been
shit.
seeing pedophiles trying to normalize the shit, but I haven't
And
seen
it's-
anybody in their right mind.
But it's
It's
usually
like-
pedophiles trying to normalize it.
in politics.
Yeah.
Trying to pass a law.
Because they are pedophiles as well.
Because
So.
they're trans age. Which
They're
is
trans
some
everything.
fucking
Fuck
bullshit.
is trans age?
They're where they're saying, like, I know I'm a 45-year-old man, but I feel like I'm 7. And that's why I feel like I
Can I be a trans billionaire? The fuck?
No, not you. You don't
I
have
don't
the right
think-
complexion.
I don't think the bills kind of translate that way. Like, you know what? I'm rich. I can't speak for. I ain't got nothing to show
I ain't got
for
nothing
it,
to show for it. My credit fucked up, but
but I'm rich.
Yeah, so they're trying to make that a thing. That'll get your ass cut around here. Don't fucking
straight up.
I want to see that one black person that like legit say I'm white. I just want to see
It
them
was on
dive right
Atlanta.
into it. I know it was on Atlanta, but I need it to like really happen. Like I need what
need
was
to-
dude's name on Atlanta?
I forget what his name was.
It was some random shit.
Yeah, I forget what it was.
Ultimately, it
too.
was Michael Jackson. But like you look at Sammy Sosa, like does Sammy really believe that he's a white man now?
No, I don't think so. But, skin bleaching, that's a big thing. Cuba, Africa, the islands.
And they're just cool with being pink.
They, just like here where lighter skin is praised and they feel like they get more privilege and they get more attention.
I have heard that about like Mexico, everything she's saying, like the Caribbeans. I have heard that lighter skinned people do get special treatment.
Right. And so they're bleaching their skin and they do be looking lighter, but it's
His look
sure.
bad.
Yeah, that shit looks, he went
His
too
look
far.
hilarious.
His
He
look
should have
bad.
scaled back.
Right. Mike's was bad when he started chopping off his nose, but when he looked like you didn't know if he was a girl or boy back in the 90s, that worked for him. That worked. He had the little curls. That shit worked. And then he went and chopped up his nose and chin, and he's like, now you look Asian.
I said the same thing. He said he should have stopped that Thriller.
Yeah.
He could have. He very
so
well could have
cute.
stopped that Thriller. But since he didn't, when he made PYT, he was all right. And then after that, it seemed like it just fell off somewhere.
Even if we're going when he started like really bleaching his skin, if he had stopped that, what was it? The Way You Make Me Feel.
That was a good song.
Even if he'd have just looked Puerto Rican.
That's what I'm saying.
He
And
did because he had like the flowy shirts.
in the mid 90s, he looked Puerto Rican, so it worked. Does that say to R. Kelly's GOAT status in music? If you had a whole 20-year career and couldn't read, does that say you kind of...
You the real
Has R.
MVP.
Kelly known what GOAT meant this entire time? Because that is spelling.
He probably doesn't.
Why are you showing me this animal?
Right.
I don't know what this is.
Just like Huey P. Newton.
Oh, shit.
He couldn't read, but look what he did. He
Yeah,
was
those are
an
two
actor.
different things. R. Kelly had, children. Huey P was starting a revolution.
Right. I
You
think
be-
it's
you
easier
be cool
to
with
not
not
to not
reading.
know how to read when you start in a revolution opposed to something that requires you to read. Like, I can go shoot some shit up without knowing how to read, but to make a song, I think I gotta know how to read.
I mean, you could.
You could, but I think it would be even easier to learn how to read now than it would be back then.
Why? The letters are the same.
Yeah, but this phone was not here back then.
Yeah, it's powerful.
But the phone, I don't think the phone is going to help you read if you can't read.
It won't. Well, I think it gives you the tools to know how to read.
Pretty
opposed to
sure
what
there's
he
some
had.
kind of an app that
you can take.
goes-
They got online classes. Like they ain't had that back then.
Yeah, I saw a meme dealing with R. Kelly, which was hilarious. It said, R. Kelly reading the lyrics to I Believe I Can Fly. And you remember that scene from Dumb and Dumber? He was like, the. So I had that connect. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
What if I Believe I Can Fly was actually like we're interpreting wrong, being that he couldn't read? What if we're interpreting wrong?
You know, it was I Believe I Can Read.
No, well, like he meant I Believe I Can Fly, but he wasn't meaning it in the same sense that we mean it. I mean, we watch it, we like, okay, this is usually you have that right, inspirational, or at a kid's kindergarten graduation, one of the two. You know what I mean? Maybe he was just having a too high night, like he felt he could fly because he was high that day. But what if that was the case?
I could see that being the case.
Now I'm thinking of the lyrics.
Nah, of course, I could be completely wrong, but I'm just saying, like,
what if the song he did for Shaft, Bad Man, was really him saying, like, yo, I'm a piece of shit? Like, what if that's like, what if I Admit really is just a part 2?
It could be.
And Bad Man was the part 1 of I Admit. See, you dive into all of this. But I will say,
he did all of Trapped in the Closet and couldn't read.
This entire time.
That's what I'm saying.
3,600 chapters of Trapped in the Closet.
Right.
And ain't been able to read one story.
Right. He still don't know what's happening in the closet. For all he knows, people still there.
He's still lost to the closets and everything that's going on in it. You know, while we're talking about forgiveness and everything like that.
Oh, God.
I'm not saying we going to. I think we can have at least 6-7 episodes about the amount of shit we've talked about R. Kelly.
Oh yeah, if he listens to this or hears this in the future, he don't like.
He's gonna want smoke if he hears our show.
For sure, yeah.
But it's crazy. And somebody I went to school with, he posted this. He was like, middle-aged black women to R. Kelly is like white people to Donald Trump right now. Like there are a lot of ones that are, and it's not just black women. It's just his fans from a certain era in general.
Because they really felt when a woman's fed up, they felt that in their soul, and they just can't let it go. Which,
I ain't gonna lie, that video was cool.
That shit was.
That video was dope. As a kid, the video was dope.
They was bumping that. Then next was Mary J. Blige, but first was R. Kelly. I'm not fucking with him.
And I remember we talked about on the show, like, I can't listen to any of his. First of all, I don't just willingly put on R. Kelly. Like, I'm never just in the mood to listen to R. Kelly. But if it ever does come through in like a random R&B shuffle or whatever the case is, I know I can't listen to the sex shit anymore.
I skip it.
Because you don't know
who he's talking about.
Exactly. Right, like, what influenced him to write this record? Who was he with around this time that made him say, okay, let me just go ahead and do this? But with this being the Me Too movement and everything going on, why is it so hard to catch this nigga?
His lawyer's that good.
It can't be, bro. There's people richer than him. Got way more in the bank than him.
Okay, they can have more in the bank, but do they got the same lawyers? Obviously not.
Bro, I don't think anyone
he don't like white women.
I agree with that.
Too many white women.
I agree with that. Let him get an underage white girl.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be a problem.
It's raps.
Yeah.
So I'm about to say, because I'm sorry, Cosby got more money than half of these niggas that got caught up, and they got him real quick.
Yeah. True.
And they're registering him as a violent sexual predator at that.
Violent?
Like when you see the pictures of Cosby just withering away, and it's like violent sexual predator, like, Fat Albert? You sure? But they were able to get Cosby. They were able to get all these people who have money to really get, take care of this shit.
Plus, R. Kelly ain't making the money no more. So what can they take? Because keep in mind, they shut Bill Cosby down. They stripped him of all his shit, froze his accounts. That's a benefit. R. Kelly, the fuck they gonna take? They already took his furniture. What else they gonna take? His
masters.
He don't own all his masters.
Nah, he don't.
They can still take them. Run me all that bread.
But still, he doesn't have anything that they want, and he has not, as far as we know, touched a white woman or a white girl. So it's not
He's
important
only pissed
to them.
off black people.
It's not important to the people who make the decisions.
If they actually were able to take him down, what could they even charge him with? Because he already beat the only known case of pedophilia. So like, what would be something they could like legit lock him down with?
Anything else? He beat that previous case. He beat that one case. That don't mean it ain't 8 other cases just like it. So.
Kidnapping, sexual content with a child, a bunch of stuff. If he held women captive, if it was a cult.
And even if it wasn't that, let's say he's, knowing that he's a nasty guy, I have to assume that he recorded something.
I'm pretty sure.
He did record something.
Well, yeah, he recorded, but I'm saying as of recent, like he had to record something, you know what I mean? And if they wanted to, they can go up in there and classify that as child pornography. Who knows?
They could. I
think that's the only reason that the sex tape doesn't circulate anymore, because it's, even though she's older now, that's technically child pornography.
I don't know how his ass ain't in jail off that shit.
Like, nigga, we watched you look at the camera. You damn near should have held up a poorly spelled sign that says I'm R. Kelly. You know, they probably would have looked like how the cows from Chick-fil-A says eat more chicken. I'm pretty sure that's how
the writing.
I'm pretty sure that's how the I'm R. Kelly.
His K backwards.
Because he had a kid write it because he can't read anyway.
Right.
So.
It's one L and it's an I at the end. One of the words I'm is probably misspelled.
Right. See a whole bunch of erase marks on the door. No, this ain't right. I gotta write it again.
No, I don't like this. I don't like this. But on the flip side, what are the things that his supporters are seeing? Like when it's so much evidence against him, what are the things, like, I can understand when you support somebody, you know, like how we talk about on the show, support your person in public, you know, let them know what they did in private. But when you have so much damning evidence against you and you've been rocking with this person, you're trying to really, you know, have people understand, oh no, that's just this, that, and the third. What are you taking of all of these things? And like, how do you interpret the shit that he goes through? Like, how do you make sense of that?
I think if you're his friend and you're in his circle, I think it depends on the circumstance as far as, has he been told before by somebody, hey, yo, you know, you shouldn't be doing X, Y, and Z, and he continues to do it? Is this something that you as a friend truly don't believe in your heart that he is doing, but the media is trying to portray this? I think it's circumstantial in that case. You know what I mean? If it's a friend, if me and you are boys and I know that somebody has talked to you about what you're doing and you continue to do it, then I can kind of leave you alone or let the media kind of go at you, because I know people have talked about you. But if I just woke up today and get on Facebook and I see X, Y, and Z, then I might be like, whoa, no, he's not that kind of person, because that's all a person knows. You know what I mean? So I think it's just depending on what's going around in his circle. If
his friends don't know what's going on,
that's what I'm saying.
If they want to say that, that's a damn lie.
Right.
Because he seemed pretty open about it, you know.
Because everyone
even the
knew
people
it, right?
who work around him, you know what I mean? Because he had a team, so you know he bringing home underage girls. You know this shit. So what the fuck were you doing?
Right. Those people that do know, yeah, they pieces of shit too.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're my friend and you you doing that shit, like, we're not friends no more.
Yeah, Los, me and you boys, I got you. But if I find out you know, somebody back with the good hair is too young, I'm gonna have to quit you, dog.
No, I'm okay. I'm cool off of that. Bro, I can't stand having a conversation with anybody under the age of 22.
Especially in this generation. I'd be like, nah,
I'm okay. I'm all right. Going back to the documentary, his boy, they asked him straight up. He thought the cameras and the mic was off. He was like, you were at the R. Kelly Aaliyah wedding, weren't you? And dude was like, yeah. And then that situation happened well before Aaliyah was gone. So all these years you've been rocking with R. Kelly and you watched him marry a 14-year-old.
Yeah, piece of shit too.
At that point, it's not friendship. It's the bag.
It has to be. At that case, he set his
He's
morals
paying
aside
for
the
his
bag.
friends and his supporters. That's the
Right.
only thing that makes sense.
That's the only reason why anybody would stay around, is they'll feel like their job is at stake.
First of all, if it's really the bag that's keeping them around, you don't understand the kind of bag that's in front of you, because that's the meanest tell-all book.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're his right-hand man and you see him doing fuck shit for so long, like, you know what, after 30 years, I'm going to let people know. And I'm going to throw pictures in the book at that.
And it's fucked up to say, but black people be sweeping shit under the rug.
Quick.
And they don't be
That's
addressing,
true.
especially sexual abuse. And you can say all you want about Aaliyah, but at that time, she was a child. What does she know?
Right.
Like that.
All she knows is shit, this is R. Kelly.
Right.
Right.
I don't think anyone's ever said anything about Aaliyah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does she know? She's a child. And who even allowed her to be in that position in the first place?
Yeah, her parents some pieces of shit too.
Yeah, they asked me to go, like, the fuck? My child?
Not at 14. My daughter's
going
2
for the
years removed
jugular.
for that. Nah, I'm good.
Going for the jugular. Y'all asked
Somebody
me
gotta
to
go.
chopped up.
Like, I'm taking away all your vocals.
Yeah.
That's raps for that.
Sing again. Sing again, nigga.
Wait, so now that brings up more questions. Like, how did he write Aaliyah's music if he ain't know how to
Because she was reading. Maybe that's why he married her.
When you say write, he could record it and then they can.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it was
you
a
know what I
reference
mean?
track, right?
But you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was sitting there with a paper and pen, because
We knew that.
yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure
I would love to see that paper.
all the computers didn't have spell check back then.
But he wouldn't even know where to start.
That's true.
Age ain't number the number. Hold on. Let me spell that out.
He's like, I know numbers.
AY.
count.
I got the numbers down.
Don't. I got a question. I heard you earlier say you were vegan. Talk about that for a quick second. I want to know, like, first of all, why?
I don't want to say I'm vegan.
What a segue.
It was a
What
segue, but this has been on my brain because I'm toggling between if I want to try vegan or vegetarian. Like lately, meat has not been appealing to me as much as it was. Pause. So I want to know if I should just be a vegetarian. I want to know why you chose vegan over vegetarian. Like what?
Well, I just say vegan because I don't like to answer a lot of questions when people want to ask. Like, I prefer to say more plant-based.
Okay.
I'm not vegan technically because I don't eat like the vegan foods. I don't eat soy.
Do you still eat meat?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some times where I eat it, but for the most part, no. I have an issue with cheese. But other than that, I don't eat any other dairy products. And it's more so because of for my health and for the health of my children. Like my youngest baby has eczema. Mm-hmm. So when we decided yeah, that's all diet based. Mm-hmm. You can fix anything going on with your body based on your food. So preventative care. So that's why, because, there's things that run in my family and I don't think diseases are hereditary. Habits are. Mm-hmm. So your grandma had diabetes and she been eating the fried chicken and all of this and this and this. You have the same eating habits. Obviously, you want to get the same disease, right? So it's all based on habits. Yeah, I just chose to do it just for health reasons.
That makes sense. I was just curious. I'm on the same boat. Only thing I'm not giving up is pizza. I don't care if they tell me pizza could kill you in 3 years. I had a great time.
Well, they have,
I'm not giving up pizza.
Those 3 years was
right.
And it's all about like moderation because you can go months and eat great, but then sometimes, I'm coming up on a year that we've been.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't like you thought about this a couple weeks ago?
No.
Okay.
There was times where I would go vegetarian, but I would still let my child eat, whatever. Gotcha. I always try to stay away from pork, but
yeah, I don't eat too much pork at all, if any.
Yeah, so
outside of pizza, but that's different.
Pizza's gonna get you. Pizza's gonna be what's.
Right.
I'm fine with that. But I can get to whatever gates or whatever. How you get here? Well,
that pizza got me.
And I would ask who was ever at the gates, do they got some? That's how I want to get in. I don't want to go in there if they ain't got no pizza.
Do we have pizza here or no?
Right.
I talk to God real quick. Is there pizza?
I only have one question.
Right. Is there pizza? No, it's not pizza. You know what? Lucifer don't seem that bad.
Knock it off.
Walking through the hell gates.
I don't know what's hot. You don't like the heat. But, since I haven't been eating meat, if I eat meat, it might be like a little bit of chicken. Mm-hmm. I love sushi, so it might be like some crab every now and then. But
sushi's fire.
It is. But like any other meat, it totally disgusts me.
That makes so much sense. Like I'll eat chicken every now and again, it's a little bit cleaner. But sometimes I look at beef like, nah, I'm good.
Chicken is not clean.
Well, I'm saying cleaner. It's cleaner than beef.
It's not.
Really?
It's the same evil. Like you're dealing with the same shit. Do you know what they do? Sorry, guys, but when they kill chickens, like how do you feel like they kill chickens?
I figure they cut the head off, skin it, then
that's
chop
way
it up.
too much work.
I feel like it's like a real Southern Bayou type dude, like Farmer Fran from The Water Boy, ripping the head off a chicken.
And he got on overalls.
Right.
That's too much work. Imagine you got like a barn full of chickens. You really gonna pick up each chicken?
Well, if I got 100 niggas that's as quick to pick up each chicken, then yeah.
But you don't.
There's 100 niggas getting to the bag.
There's some places that actually take the chicken and then they, chop the head off. But there's some that have like this foam substance and then they push all this foam over these chickens and you can just see the chickens like dying and suffocating. Mm-hmm. That's chemicals into your chicken. Not only that is when they're sitting there alive, they pump them full of steroids. They can't even stand on their own 2 legs. So you got like a 2-week-old chicken the size of a 5-year-old chicken.
So what you're saying is if I'm going to eat chicken, then it's better off me having a farm and doing it myself.
Yeah, the freshest. So like, for instance, I made some chicken patties, right? Mm-hmm. I just got like the organic chicken. I go to Trader Joe's.
When I do eat meat, it's organic meat, but yeah.
Yeah, so like as little chemicals as possible. But even then, when I was making it, I was like, yeah, this ain't, I can't do this. It's just too much.
I was just curious. That's why I asked, because I'm trying to figure my own little path out.
You just got to start little by little. Just start cutting certain things out.
That's how I feel with zucchini. You ever saute some zucchini?
Bomb.
Bruh.
Super good.
One day I looked up and all I had was zucchini.
Right,
and
I really
was
feel like it's me
so
versus the world
happy.
right now. I'm like,
Zucchini with like mushrooms, so good.
Oh, I gotta try that.
It's so good.
See, I just put a little salt and pepper on some zucchini and be happy.
Yep.
y'all sound like the people that smoke with papers instead of blunts. Like, you gonna start poisoning your body, bro. You get on these hemp. Like,
No, I mean,
I am on a hemp train, not in that vein, but I am on a hemp train as far as like changing other stuff. Like I seen them make hemp bottles, like drinking bottles and building homes. I'm like, we need to be doing that. Like there's a market untapped
I agree with that.
that
for sure.
people need to.
but it's regulated.
Yeah,
because-
but I'm saying that's a market that's really can change stuff. That can do stuff opposed to other places where it's an untapped market, but in 100 years it ain't gonna mean shit. Hemp is one of those where I think can really do stuff.
Speaking of pizza, though, I had some bomb ass pizza and it had CBD oil over it.
What?
Like CBD.
How'd you even sneak up on? You can't just like introduce that and now let us know
Because he
where
was
this
talking
place
about
is
pizza,
at.
and then
How
he was
much was
talking
the
about,
pizza?
you know. So it was CBD oil, and it did have shrimp on it. It had shrimp, and
that's
then
where you lost me.
what's
Yeah.
the? Oh, you don't eat shrimp.
He
Oh,
allergic.
shellfish.
He
My
allergic.
shellfish, yeah.
He'll die.
Well,
They taking me
yeah,
out.
okay.
He'll die. He don't. Yeah.
Well, it had pesto, like pesto.
And just fuck my life. He said, anyway, well, you out of here. So pesto.
Yeah, pesto over it, and it was actually at the launch party of the radio, and it was bomb. You know, CBD oil is really good for you.
Yeah.
Has great healing properties.
Yeah.
They sell that at the gas station down the street.
I want to check that.
You need to
Make
go give me
sure-
some kubit, as R. Kelly would call it. I had to squeeze
I
in
hate
a little
you.
more. Tis been an amazing conversation.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely, absolutely, and definitely good luck with the rest of your rollout, and
Thank
of course, good luck going forward with Melanin Blvd. I know we'll be there for sure
Yeah.
Thank you.
to take that ride with you.
Shit, I expect to be a guest.
Yeah, you guys don't have to come on the show for sure.
Okay.
Yep, that'll be fun. We can just
Is it Melanin after midnight? Because just let me know, because I
y'all
got
come
this,
on both of them. Make time.
got this crazy ass like little clamp. That's a whole nother story.
Clamp?
But let the people know where they can find
Now
you.
I
at.
got to know what's going on.
Wait.
What's
Damn, letting the people
happening?
know for a second.
What kind of clamp?
You got a
Nipple
clamp?
clamp? What is this?
Wait, before we even get there.
You ain't live life till you tried to clamp, brother.
This has been the
clamp on
noise. We
what?
may not have an episode next week. Stay tuned for details. Yeah. You are is that why you bald?
Yeah, man.
You gotta
You
keep
try
it
once you
shaved
try some
clean.
things, man. It gets weird. But candle wax take your hair a lot quicker than age.
Yeah, Rach, what can they find?
Shit, trying to figure out what clamp he's talking about. Yeah. You
What
guys
is
can find-
clamped exactly?
Right. What are we talking about? These little nipple clamps or whatever we doing?
See how she's automatically.
That seemed
was
like
just
it would
plugged in?
hurt.
That do sound hella
They
painful.
like it though.
But did you like it?
I'm more dominant. Like I like to do stuff to people.
How much time we got on this podcast?
I mean, I feel like we can touch.
I mean,
that's
I
up
ain't
to you.
I ain't going nowhere.
I mean, I'm off work.
I'm always off work. I ain't going nowhere.
He said clamp, and it just
Okay, so before we get into where they can find you, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it when we were on Melanin Blvd. What is your wildest story?
I really don't. What's wild, anyways? I mean,
Well, I'm sure they asked for some wild shit in camming. So
But wait a minute though. See, you ain't listened to what this woman is saying. She's saying what's wild anyway. My interpretation of that is you've done some wild shit opposed to most. That's why you feel like it ain't wild.
no, because normal is normal to somebody.
okay,
All right.
what is something that didn't happen that you gonna be like Thursday?
What is something
that they're
that's-
gonna be like?
What is something that happened that you got a story behind it? You got a real story to tell that somebody would be like, well, damn.
What's your best story?
I don't know.
See that? I don't know. It makes me think that she got multiple best stories.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I don't know. I mean, when I was camming, the thing that went too far for me was this person. He was white, and he was like, he wanted me to call him master, and I was just like, fuck no.
Oh.
Do you get to see like the people or something? Like
No, I didn't
little
get to
snippets, or how did you determine this person was, well, yes, they were white. We can tell by the comment, but is that how you determine they were white, or?
I can't remember if it was, because sometimes you can do cam to cam, and I see them,
That sounds so creepy.
But why?
Cause like when you think about the type of white dudes that you would see doing all this like weird, like imagine you cut the cam on and Harvey Weinstein looking at you.
I could easily
butt ass
hang up.
naked.
Yeah, if I don't want to look at him, I don't have to.
He just
and
sitting
I
there.
can just hang up.
Say, look at you dead in your cam eye.
I'd be like, internet connection gone.
Damn, I ain't pay my Wi-Fi. That's crazy.
Big ups to women that can deal with people who are unattractive. I cannot. Listen, I just can't. It has to be fun for everybody.
Listen,
It's not something I had to do. It's more fun than anything. But yeah, I was like, I ain't calling your white ass no master. The fuck? That was too far. But I don't know. I really don't have it. My mom be listening, so I don't know.
She don't listen to this. Hey, mama. How you doing? We hope we ain't say too much wild shit.
She's saying wild shit, but I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I can tell you about some times where it was some whack shit that happened.
Tell us about a whack.
Take a whack.
Yeah, take some. Yeah.
All right, so like when you slap a girl's ass, like you really slap a girl's ass.
Yeah.
So it was a particular time. Me and this person, we had cool chemistry, but he like high-fived my booty and it was done. It was like more like, hey, like.
Oh wait, so he was in the middle of beating cheeks, and then
Instead of like.
See, I thought she was gonna say like he did it, but it wasn't hard enough. I was gonna say maybe he just.
No, it was like super soft. It was like.
See, I was.
And that shit just caught me off guard. I was like, yeah.
See, when she did that, I was thinking maybe it wasn't hard enough, but you can still tell the person tried this, ain't want to hurt nobody, but that's different.
I'm like, can you even get a ripple out of that?
Yeah, like did you just touch me?
Yeah.
Is that all? Did you just touch me?
Yeah, I had to stop.
So message to all the ear hustlers is about to attack her DMs. If you make it, you gotta mean it.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Use the force.
Use the force, God damn it. Yo, I was gonna bring this up earlier too when we were talking about like weird dudes and wild situations. So there's a lot of people now that are like proud of the fact that they're out here street hustling. We'll say street hustling, but they out here
Pussy peddling.
Oh.
Whatever you want to call it. I remember one of the people I actually went to high school with was on Snapchat. And she's often on Snapchat talking about her adventures. And one of the adventures, I just realized she ain't snapped in a while. She's probably got locked up. But anyway, so she was following behind, when you see the massive just blob and they sweat, smell like Crisco type white dudes.
Stop body shaming.
I'm fat. I'm just connected with my people. They're just really, really my people. They're on the way other end of the
They on the other spectrum.
But you see them type of dudes, like 9 times out of 10, they smell like outside all the time. Ugh. And he was in the cart and she's like following behind him, snapping, saying they pay by the pound with a little money. Not the money emoji, but like the little emoji that has the dollar coming out of his mouth or whatever. Yeah. And I was like, ew, that's gross. Whatever you're about to do with him, that's hella nasty. Because one, you know it ain't no
fat girls need love. They need love too. Shit.
Listen, with this dude, if you saw this dude, there ain't nothing pleasant about to come when this nigga drop his drawers. Nigga, when you see the cartoons when they open up,
maybe he got a clamp.
When they're like, probably, it could be. Who knows? That, that is an attractive trait, apparently. But no, when you see the cartoons and they open up the box that has the ghost in it and you see the ghost flying out, I feel like that's what happened when he dropped his shit. Like, as soon as the drawers came over, to like, I know that had to be just the craziest fucking smell. Like, bro, you ain't walking. I'm following behind you in your cart. What's about to happen when we get to this room?
Like a scooter?
Little scooter.
Little electric joints.
The little hotel scooters, yeah.
She need to step her game up.
Did she fucking paraplegic?
He wasn't paraplegic. He's just lazy.
He's just fat as hell and was like...
This nigga said, I can either walk or I can ride this.
Hover around.
Let's do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, when you finally got in there, he not, about to beat nothing up. She probably got to really maneuver some shit and she gonna get on top. So she had to be chopping them up. Now imagine you got this chick just down here just going to work, doing what she do, and it's just smell just all on your shit.
No.
All on your shit. Just nothing but smell. Cause never mind, that's just
he definitely don't have money.
When I saw that video, I was like, oh, she's paying the fuck out of you. You're getting a different kind of bag that
bag ain't worth it. I'm sorry.
Like I said, some people set aside their morals for that bag. She set aside their morals for that bag.
Makes the R. Kelly thing make a lot more sense now, doesn't it? At least his friends. All right, now for real. Let the people know where they can find you at.
You can find me at Rach Da Gem on Instagram, Melanin Blvd, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You can listen to Melanin Blvd on all the major places, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Google, everywhere. And catch me every Friday with Kaleidoscope at 2, right? 2 to 4.
You say right?
2 to 4 on Hot 702.5 FM. That's where you can reach me.
Damn, I couldn't remember the word station earlier.
Why not?
Is that what
That's
you were
what
going for?
I was going for station. I could not remember it. Huh.
Now that I've just doubled back, I'm like, you really didn't squeeze that out.
Yeah, I
did you?
couldn't. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, was it on me? I'm sorry. Oh, what is my Twitter? _ Hollywood Kev, Twitter, and then my Instagram is Hollywood Kev _.
Big Los IG on IG. And one thing I just found out, because my cousin Sarita, she tagged me in it, my Snapchat is actually Big Los 89. Did not know that.
Big Los Clamps is gonna be a new Snapchat.
All clamps. All clamps.
Los all clamps.
Listen, if they come out with a Bitmoji of a motherfucker in like crab,
I think they do have a
They
crab
might have
suit.
something
They
like
have
that.
like a crab costume.
Yeah, they might.
Big Clamps is coming to Snapchat. Just be prepared. But anyway, then of course follow The Noize on the big 3, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And go to beatnetworkonline.com for all things Beat Network. Again, Rach, we appreciate you joining us. We look forward to everything that's coming up with Melanin Blvd and, of course, everything you got going on with Kaleidoscope. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's The Noize.